All right. Okay. All right, everybody. Can you hear me okay? Good. Awesome. All right. Well, I just want to thank you guys for being on. So I know last week Carrie did an awesome job on our team Zoom. And so every Monday night now we are going to do a Zoom instead of a call. And there's going to be several of our executives that are going to be on different Monday nights, going to be training you guys on different topics that we feel like are applicable to your business and that can help you grow your business better. And so tonight we're going to talk about connecting. How to connect, how to make new connections, how to call through your list of people that you have, how to just ask for referrals, just lots of different things about connecting. So I'm going to pull up a bit of a PowerPoint. We're going to go through that, and then I'll unmute it at the end and you guys can ask questions. But I know most of you guys. I'm Hilari, Courtney. I've been doing this for almost 11 years now. And so before Isogenics, I was with a different company where I drove a pink car for a while. And so I did that for 5 years as well. So I've had like 16 years of figuring out how to connect with people. And even if you're just new to network marketing, I want you to think about all the different areas of your life where you know people, from church, from work, from your kids, friends, parents, all of you guys are connectors. And I was just at University in Action this weekend, and David Wood just kept saying, say out loud, I was born to be a professional network marketer. Because if you really look at what you do every day when you connect with people and you love on people, you're connecting. And that's what network marketers do, is they connect with people, and then we just provide them a solution for something that they need. So he had us say over and over again all weekend, like, I was born to be a professional network marketer. And so if you feel like network marketing is this weird term, just the more you do it, the better you're going to get. And your confidence is going to come through experience. And one of the things that I said when I trained at the event was, when I started, I said, I sucked at this. I was so bad. But I stayed bad long enough to get good. And that's what you have to do. If you feel like you're really struggling, or you feel like you're not the best connector, you're not getting as many leads as you want, or as many yeses, you just have to stay with it long enough to get good. And another thing that David demonstrated that I thought was very, very powerful is he asked 3 of the top leaders in the room how many people, how many conversations we've had in Isogenics with people about Isogenics, and then how many yeses we had got and how many no's we've got. So I've been doing this for 11 years. And I estimated that I've probably talked to between 5,500 and 6,000 people about Isogenics over those 11 years. And out of that number of 5,500, we've had about 600 say yes. So that means I've got 4,900 no's. And another guy that was there was Tom Smith. Him and his wife, Kathy, they're amazing people, have a business, and they make a little over $2 million a year, you guys. They've been in for 15 years. He said that he estimates they've had about 11,000 conversations. And you guys, they've had 380 personal people enroll. 380 personal people enroll in 15 years out of 11,000 conversations. So he's had over 10,300 people tell him no. I want you to hear that again. He's had over 10,300 people say no. So when you're out talking to people and you get 10 no's, and you're like, this doesn't work, I'm going to throw in the towel, I want you to remember, that we've had 4,900 no's to get us to where we are today. That Tom's had, whatever it was, 10,300 no's to get him to where he is today. That, those of us who stick with this and who are making great incomes with it, we have had thousands of no's. And so the no, like Jimmy Smith always has mentored me and says, the no's build your character and the yeses build your business. So every time I get a no, you have to realize that it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with where that person is in their life. Like, I see Peggy on here, and I talked to her and Brian, 7-8 years ago, and they said no, they didn't look at Isogenics. It just wasn't the right timing. She had 2 little kids. It just wasn't right for them. So she said no. But I kept following up, and there she is. And and now all of you guys know and love her because she said yes. So just because someone says no, it doesn't mean they're saying no to you personally. It's just not right for them at the time. So you just have to keep sharing. And that's why I really wanted to talk to you guys about tonight, about connecting and sharing, because I think sometimes, people are like, well, I've been in this long and he's been in this long. I should be where he is, or I should be where she is. But if you compare the number of conversations instead of the length of time, like, you know, you might have been in for a year and talked to 50 people, but this next person over here might have been in for a year and they've talked to 500 people. So, you know, they might be, you know, getting paid more than you or cycling more than you. And you're like, well, that's not fair. We've been in the same amount of time, or she's been in less time than me and making more than me. But if you look at the number of conversations they've had, that's probably the difference. And so I'm just going to talk to you guys tonight about connecting. So I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. Hold on one second. Okay. I'll get this to open up all the way. Sorry, you guys, that's what I wanted. Slideshow. Okay. So this was at a meeting that we did. So this is my family. That's Justin with my little boy Caden in the top left corner, Lucas and Emerson after a ball game in the top right, and my two little guys down at the bottom. But, you know, I put them on here because I wanted you guys to see, you know, when you're out sharing with people and you're connecting with people and you are getting no's, remember why you're doing this. So, you know, there have been times where people tell me no, but I remember at the end of the day, you know, after you have your wall kicking moment that everybody has, no matter if you're new or you've been in a long time like I have, we still get frustrated when people say no, you know, things like that. But what I remember at the end of the day is why I'm doing this. And I'm doing this for these 5 people and my husband, the 5 little people and my husband that you see on the screen, because they're what are my driving force. So, you know, nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to deter me. And that's the mindset you have to have, you know, that if you get a no, you know, it's just getting you one step closer to the next yes. And so the better of a connector you become, the more people that you're going to be in contact with. And, you know, I do want to say to you guys, you want to be intentional. It's really important that you're intentional. And what I mean by that is that you're using your time wisely, so that everything I do is intentional. If I work out with a new personal trainer, that is intentional because I'm trying to meet someone new. On my flight home from Atlanta yesterday, I intentionally chose the middle seat. There were 3 seats and there was a lot of seats open on the flight. I chose 18B because I wanted to be right in the middle of 2 people, because that's 2 people that I could talk to instead of 1. I mean, I'm very intentional with what I do because I live in such a small community. So, you know, I intentionally join different things. I intentionally joined a MOPS group in St. Joe because that would put me in a room with 20 to 25 other moms. I mean, be very intentional about all of your actions and what you're doing, because you only have so much time in the day. So, you know, I also, when you're making your list, I know Carrie has taught you guys a way, and I can have her post that if we need her to print down your friends list on Facebook. That's a huge place to get a list from. But you really want to think about your list and gathering names. And you can go to isagenixbusiness.com, click on tools, then PDFs, then who do you know? So isagenixbusiness.com, tools, PDFs, who do you know? And if you click on that, who do you know, it will give you ideas of people, like who do you know that's interested in fitness? Who do you know that, you know, is in the medical field? Who do you know that just gives you a whole idea, you know, like 50 or 60 different ideas to think of. I mean, when I started, we made a list of everybody that we could think of, that I say if the people eat, then put them on your list. And we had a list of 150 to 200 people, because it's important that you have this big massive list and that you don't just have the list, but you attack the list, right? So, you know, you can be one foot in and that's really cool. This is your business. But if you're saying to me, I want to replace an income, or I want to make this amount of money, then I would say to you, treat this like a business. You know, if you treat it like a hobby, it will cost you like a hobby. And if you treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. And so that very first month in Isagenix, my intention was to sit with 100 people, you know, face to face in their spaces and connect with them and enroll them. And I sat with 41 and 27 said yes. And so you guys, you know, I had every excuse in the book, you know, but just like everybody does, but you just have to get past those and you have to just keep going. And if people say no, you just keep connecting with the next person. But you have to go through your list. And we did a training in Kansas City a couple years ago, and a lady came up front. She had the most names on her list, so she won a prize. We did a training like 90 days later. The same lady had the most names on the list. And I said to her after the meeting, you know, are these the same people that were on your list 90 days ago? And she said, well, yeah. And I'm like, you know, that you can't just make your list and shove it in your glove box because you get home and life gets busy. I mean, I got home from Atlanta yesterday. It was busy, you know, life happens, 4 kids running around, the dogs, this, that, everything. We had a birthday party last night. I mean, just nonstop things going on. But you have to be intentional and you have to be focused. And like, I have this list on my desk that has names on it of who I have to call back. And then on my phone, if I pulled open in my notes section, I always have a list of people that when I'm flying, when I'm at conferences, like people's names come to my mind. And then I move all these to a whiteboard. But I have lists everywhere because I'm always thinking of who can I talk to next? Who can I talk to next? Who needs this? Who can I bless? And just really, like I said, being intentional, putting yourself in places where you can meet people. And I get asked all the time, like, who do you share with, especially, living where you live? But I talk to everybody. I mean, I talk to, people with dreams. I talk to people that, need solutions. And it's really up to you. The more that you share, the more comfortable you're going to get. That's why I said, like David always says, every master was once a disaster. The only way you're going to get better is to do it. But I do now look for people who, own small businesses. I look for people who are business minded. Like I just talked to the postmaster at our post office. She's only 28 years old. And I can just tell from her personality, that's not her dream job, but it's a great job for someone her age. And so, I just said to her one day last week, if you could be doing anything in the world, this is what you would do. And she was like, I can't repeat what she said, but basically no. And she would be outside doing something in nature, doing this, doing that. And I'm like, okay. I said, because she always sees me mealing isogenic stuff. And she asked me a couple questions about what it was. And I said, if I could show you a way that you could replace this income and it would give you the freedom to do all those things you want to do, would you be willing to listen? Just be open to listen. And she said, sure. And she was here tonight for about an hour and a half before this Zoom. And I was going through all that stuff with her. And so you guys, you just have to be intentional and you have to be willing to share. You can't be nervous. Like if she would have said to me, no, like, why would I want to do that? Then I would have said, okay, great. Like I wouldn't have let it destroy my day because it has nothing to do with me. It's just not ready for her right now. And Lynn Hagedorn taught me this little phrase, have a rubber butt. So when you get told no, you just bounce right back. You bounce right back. The quicker you can get at recovering from a no, the better you'll be because you can talk to more people. And so our whole business is about connecting. Everything we do is connecting. And there's different ways we're going to talk about calling through that initial list of people, making new connections. And then just like in daily conversation, which was just like with Ruby in my daily conversation at the post office, connecting with her. So there's different ways, to connect with people. So when I made my initial list, and if you guys go to our website, it's justinandhilarycourtney.com. And Hilari is spelled Hilari. But justinandhilarycourtney.com. There's an audio that's recorded there from like 30 minutes from like 2010. And it talks about how we enrolled 27 people in a month, what we were saying to people, like the conversations. So you can listen to more of this there. But it was just basically these kind of ideas. So I just made it really clear when I was calling like my friends and family in the beginning, I thought of you because and so like one of them was our insurance agent at the time. Her name was Danielle. She was always walking every day. So when I called her, I thought of you because, I see you walking every single day. I know you're interested in weight loss because, that was evident. She talked about that. I think this would be great for you. Or I thought of you because you're a mom like me who's trying to feed our family the best nutrition. And I really feel like this would bless your family. I thought of you because you work out and you're trying to be fit every day and live a healthy lifestyle. So, figure out when you call them something specific to each of them as to why you're calling them, what the solution you're providing them is. I thought of you because, and then tell them that reason. And then on the phone, you don't want to go into all the information. You want to set that appointment, So if I called you, I would say, I thought of you because I know you love to work out and live a healthy lifestyle. I would love to get together and share with you a little bit more about what I'm using and what I love. When this week would you have 30 minutes, Tuesday or Wednesday? And if you want to send a video from ISA movie instead of meet in person, you can do that as well. But it's just reaching out and making the connection. When I called people that I were already business minded, people that I had done business with, people that own small businesses, and this is, if you're not comfortable, with this, then you don't want to say things you're not comfortable with because you want it to be authentically you. So you can take these little quotes and you can change them. But this right here, I used. And so I use this a lot with when Amy Dunlap got started. We called through her list of the people she knew that were business minded. This is what we said. She would say, like, Shane and I just partnered with $1 billion wellness company. They have no footprint in the St. Louis area, and we're looking to make $100,000 in the next 12 months. We are looking for 10 like-minded people to build this from the ground floor with us. Can we just get together for 30 minutes? You guys, Amy did this. We sat in her home when she was new. We sat at her dining room table, and we probably called 12 or 15 people that she knew that were business minded. And this is the exact script, word for word, what she read to them. Instead of Atlanta, she said St. Louis. And 8 of them allowed us to meet with them. So like 8 of the 15. So when we went and met with those people, you guys, they already knew we were coming to talk to them about a income opportunity, a business. So when we presented the compensation plan and when we presented, the President's Pack, the value pack, they weren't like caught off guard. They knew we were coming to show them an incredible opportunity. And we showed them how they would be some of the people, the key people she was working with. They were excited. So, this isn't something you're going to say to everybody, but if you have people on your list that are business-minded people that are, entrepreneurial in spirit, I would say this to them. I mean, I had 4 people out of my first 10. This is exactly what I said to them. There's no footprint. I said in the whole Midwest, there's no footprint. And you guys, quite frankly, there's still not. Like, we were in Atlanta. They said there's 6 million people in Atlanta, and there's less than 500,000 people who order the shakes every single day worldwide. I want you to get that. There's less than 500,000 people worldwide who order a shake every single day. And think about, obviously bigger than the 900 town I live in, but Kansas City has 2 million people, and that's 500,000 people worldwide. So all your cities, no matter where you live, there is no footprint. I mean, there's not, because there's not, no market is saturated. So this is great to use for people who are business-minded, like-minded. You want to think about, when you're calling them, what's missing in their life. You want people to be able to hear the passion in your voice. And that's one thing is so important. Like, your posture has to be, you have to be a 10 out of a 10 that you in your belief in this business. You have to be a 10 out of a 10 in your belief in this industry, a 10 out of a 10 in your belief, in the company, in the Cougars. And if it's not, you have to move that belief needle yourself. And if you've never been to a UIA, I just came home from there. It was my 8th one. I would recommend going. The next one is coming up in October in Chicago, and I'm going back again. Like, it's an amazing event. But David just talked about, think about this. If you had proposed, say you're married and your spouse proposed to you and they said, I'm 99% sure you're the woman of my dreams. What would you say? You would have knocked his lights out probably, right? And so, because they're not 100% sure. And if you're not 100% sure in these products and 100% sure of this company and the compensation plan, the industry, but you're out trying to share with other people, that may be why you're getting some no's, because they can see there's doubt in you. So, move yourself to a 10 through audios, through learning, through coming to the events. If you're not coming to Celebration, you've got to book your ticket. I mean, it's going to be incredible. And Tony Robbins is going to be there. David Wood's going to train. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. So, you've got to have the posture, and they've got to be able to hear your passion. And then most importantly, you really have to care about them. And we've done this a long time, you guys. And I've had people join our business and say, well, I don't really care about, helping people. I just want to make money. I want to do this. I don't even really care if I use the products. I just want to make money. And I always laugh, and I tell Justin, they're going to be gone in a couple weeks. And we've seen people come in Isagenix, go straight to the top in income and be gone in a year and a half, because they don't fit our culture, because the culture is about caring about people. And so when I talked to Ruby, I know from going to the post office 2 or 3 days a week that is not her passion. And so it was very easy for me to say, if I could show, is this your dream job? Because this is what you want to do forever. I knew what her answer was going to be, because I've built a relationship with her, right? And so it was easy for me to say, if I could show you a way, would you be open? I knew the answer was yes. Even though Isagenix may not be her passion like it is mine, her passion may be something else, but this will allow her to make the income to live that passion. So just remember to be really interested. And remember that I love this. One conversation can change it all. And it's true. In your business, you're one conversation away from, someone that could come in and just explode your business. And so we always said, call that chicken list, the people that are on your list that you're like, I can't call them. I can't call them. And your stomach starts to do the thing and you get all nervous and your palms sweat. That's the person you should call first. And you're nervous to call them because if they say yes, it's going to be amazing, you guys. If they say no, guess what? Nothing changed. And that's the thing. People get, like David said, people are so afraid of rejection, but rejection is not a present thing. Rejection is something that we've imagined in the future. And so if you think about this, if someone says no to you, nothing changes. If someone says yes, it could change everything. And so, it's really important just to pick up that phone or to send that message, to make that call, because that one call can really make a difference. And in our business, especially where you just have to build two legs, you need somebody on the left and somebody on the right who really gets it to run with you. You don't need hundreds of people, because those 2 or 3 people who get it on the left and 2 or 3 on the right with you, together you guys can do that. And that's like if I look at my team, and we have over 200,000 people worldwide, and I'm telling you that I can trace that to like 35 people. Like I can look at 35 people and say 200,000 people are the source. These 35 people manage and have built this 200,000 people. So it doesn't take hundreds and hundreds. It may take you talking to that many to get those 35, but just keep looking, because those people are out there looking for you too, So the first part of this was talking to your list, and talking to people you knew. And this is really just making new connections. So be interested in them, not interesting. So you should listen more than you talk when you're meeting somebody new. If you're on an airplane like yesterday or wherever, form is just an easy way, family, occupation, recreation, money, meaning, whatever, contribution, whatever you want that to be. You find the gap. So when someone says, I'm strapped for money, or, I'm tired of being sick, or I don't have any time, then you can use the magic lines. What if I could show you a way? Would you be open? And that's exactly what I said to Ruby. What if I could show you a way that you could replace this income and do what you wanted with your time? Would you be open to meeting me for 30 minutes? And she said, sure. And she could have said no, but you guys, it's just like yesterday. I sat on the airplane. This girl sat down beside me. She was a flight attendant on a flight going to a different flight. And she had her headphones and her, I'm so low tech, like her iPod, whatever it was. And she was getting ready to listen to music. And she just asked me a question. I don't even know what it was. We started talking, and the whole 2-hour flight, we just chatted. And, but basically our lives are totally different. She's single, no children. She became a flight attendant. She's retired military. She's 27, became a flight attendant because she loves to travel the world. And so she talked about, how she would travel to these different places, but that, she kept bringing up like she would travel more, but she didn't because of different reasons, one of them being money. And so I basically, just said to her, and then we had our, like their little break time or whatever when they bring you snacks. So I got out my Wathins and I got out my Want More Energy and was drinking that. And so she started talking to me about how flight attendants have a high rate of cancer because they're in that radiation all day. I mean, I just listened. I mean, she talked 90% of the time and I just listened. And so at the very end, I just said, if I could show you a way that you could still do this, you could still travel like you wanted, you could even travel more because you'd have financial free, more money and more finances to be able to travel. And you could eat this awesome food that's convenient, because she talked about having to get fridges at hotels. I mean, I listened to everything she said. And then I showed how we were the solution. The shakes are so simple. At the end, we became friends on Facebook. She gave me her phone number, all of that. And then today her flight left at 5 a.m. So she messaged me. So we're going to get together tomorrow morning just over the phone, because I don't even know where she's going to be, to get her questions answered and help her get started. And it was somebody that I had no relationship with 24 hours ago. So it's just about listening and having meaningful connections. And that's why, you really want to just barely, like she asked me what I was in Atlanta for. And I said, I'm a business coach with a nutritional company. And I was there the past couple of days getting some training and helping do some training. And she's like, oh, well, what is that? So what company is it? So, not spewing on people. Don't verbally vomit all over them. Like, use the tools. So instead of going through everything with her, I got her cell phone number and I just messaged her the video of Are You Toxic? And I messaged her the Start Your Life contribution video. So use the tools, because if you want to be duplicatable, you've got to utilize the systems instead of you doing everything. When people get asked, people ask me all the time, what do you say when you're asked, like, what do you do? So if you're working a full-time job right now, then use this below here. So like, if they say, what do? You could say, I'm an 8th grade science teacher, but what I'm really passionate about is this. You know, I am a psychologist, but what I'm really passionate about is this. I am, you know, whatever, a financial planner, but what I'm really passionate about is this. So that way you're, you know, letting them know what you really do, what you're passionate about. So another thing with connecting, you guys, is you have to get their information. I had a lady, she was new, this was several years ago, and she was so excited. She called me and she's like, I met the most incredible woman on the airplane. She's going to change my business. I mean, she was so fired up and excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome. Like, okay, how are you going to follow up with her? And she's like, well, she's going to watch the video and call me back. And I was like, oh no. So you guys, like, you have to collect their information. So when I met Sarah yesterday and we were chatting at the end, I literally took my phone out and I opened it up. Let me get my password in right? I opened it up to where you add a contact. I literally clicked on add contact. I know you can't see it. But I had her type, and I handed her my phone, and she typed in her own information. And then I took her phone, and I typed in my information. And then I had her add herself on my Facebook and Instagram, because that way you know you have it right there, and I can follow up with her, because you want to be in charge of that follow-up. You know, I wanted to make sure I could get as many ways to contact and stay connected with her as I could. So a lot of times I'll just get their Facebook, but she was even the one that was like, hey, we could just switch phone numbers too, because I don't always check Facebook a lot. So I was glad that she asked that. So just remember that you do not have a prospect until you have their contact information. And so that's why Justin and I have not had business cards for about 10 years. And we just decided in the last couple of months to get one. The reason why we have not had one is because it's very easy for someone to say, well, I'll just take your information, and you to hand them a card, and you don't get theirs. So instead, what I like to do is I like to have them put theirs in my phone. I get theirs right there together. That way you have their information. We are getting business cards now, just, you know, so that they have something tangible in their hand as well to remember us by, but it's also going to, we're also still always going to collect their information. Okay, so then, right, you set an appointment. So I didn't say to Sarah, blah, 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 this is what we are. I said, I'm going to send you a couple quick videos, and then we can just do a 3-way call, and I can answer your questions. So like I said, I sent her the Start Your Life video, and I sent her, Are You Toxic? So you want to send videos, right, that are pertinent to them. Like, what is in it for them, not about you. Like, that's why I knew, like, if I talked to her about having 4 kids and being married and my life, that is nothing what her life is. You know, she's young and traveling and no family to, you know, so she can do that. So I made it about her and answered her questions. And then these are the different ways that you can share the tools. Do a 3-way call. You guys, you have so many incredible upline that are on this Zoom tonight that you can utilize. So use your upline, have them help you. You know, schedule a launch party. If you're watching this Zoom, and there's a bunch of you on here tonight, and you have not had an in-home launch party, you need to call whoever enrolled you as soon as this is over and have them book that. Because launch parties are so important. Even if you have 2 or 3 people in your home, it gets you going. You know, plug into the nearest event. June 3rd in Kansas City, we're having a Super Saturday. Delray Messer, who's a doctor, chiropractor, is amazing. She's coming in to share products and business training. She went from, you know, cycling 40 times a week to almost maxing out her business center in right under a year. Amazing results. I mean, great, incredible results. And then Holly DeMott, who's the Isobody champion and who's an incredible leader on our team, is coming in to train as well. And that's June 3rd in Kansas City. You know, you can do one-on-one appointments, which is how I have done tons of my business, you know, and use iSamovie. I mean, I still use iSamovie every single day. I used it with Ruby before, because when I left for my trip on, I left Thursday afternoon, so I went to the post office Thursday morning to mail something, and I was mailing a bottle of snacks, and that's when she asked me the question about it. So I set up the appointment, and then she came over tonight. So, you know, that I had her watch videos from iSamovie in between those 2 times, and that's also what I sent to Sarah from the plane. So, you know, use the tools. Kathy Coover said one time to me, I said, what's the most frustrating thing for you? And she said that we've spent millions and millions of dollars on tools, and people feel like they have to be the one sharing it. And if instead, you guys, if you use the tools are duplicatable. Because if you share everything, they don't know what to like Ruby said to me, I want to tell my mom. So what exactly do I show her? And I said, take her to Ice and Movie and show her these 2 videos. So you use the tools to grow your business. So just remember when you're talking to someone, to keep it short and simple, like we talked about, create curiosity. Always, 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 always include the business. You don't even have to say the word business, but you can just say, like I said to Ruby, if I could show you a way to get your groceries free, if the grocery store was going to show you a way to get their groceries for free, would you want to know? She said, yes. I said, okay, let me show you that. So it's just like on our Zooms, like this Thursday night, we are doing a team Zoom Thursday night. I'll be hosting it. Sean Scott, our regional representative, will be on, and we're going to have free enrollment Thursday night. So you want to get all your people on the Zoom Thursday night, 8:30, same call-in information. We'll have free enrollment. So we're going to include the business. We always have from day one, and we always will. Be enthusiastic, be excited, because people have mundane lives. They go to work every day, come home every day, do the same thing every single day. They're looking for something different. Over 80% of people polled in 2015 said they would work for themselves if they could. They weren't in love with their careers. So, be friendly to everybody, treat everybody like they're important, because they are. I love my husband for the many reasons, but one of the things about him is that he treats everybody the same, whether it's the janitor or the CEO. I mean, we go to a restaurant, the first thing he does is ask their name. He always calls them by name. He calls the lady that cleans our hotel rooms by their name. He gives everyone respect, no matter who they are. And that's what you want to do in this business. You want to treat everybody that way, whether they're in your business or not. So, you guys I don't want to keep you guys on here forever, but I do want to finish this up. So developing your story, you need lots of stories. You should have a story. You should have a business story. If you don't feel like you've got a business success yet, utilize whoever enrolled you, utilize your upline stories. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So, developing your story in Isagenix. For this, you guys, you can just go to isagenixbusiness.com. And if you click on tools, then PDFs, then click on develop your story, and you can print this down. And it literally is 4 pages. It explains to you exactly how to develop the story. It gives you a, can't think of the word I'm looking for, a blank document basically that says, like, before Isagenix, who introduced you, what were some of the issues you were having, what is your result now, a template. Gives you a template for your business and for sharing your story. And it's phenomenal. And it's like step-by-step how to do it. So go to isagenixbusiness.com, tools, PDFs, developing your story. We could actually probably do one of our Monday nights just on developing your story. So I'm going to write that down, and we'll do that for one of our next Monday nights. That'd be good. And so we won't go into tons of detail this night. Use the credibility of your business partners. Like when I talk to fitness professionals, I don't look like Lori Harder does. And I don't need to. I can say, this is my business partner. She's been on the cover of Oxygen magazine, 6 times. She's the world champion. And so I don't have to have that story. I can borrow her story. So I haven't lost 92 pounds, but Holly has. And so I can say, if I'm talking to someone who needs to lose 100 pounds, and I can say, my girlfriend Holly, who I work with every day, lost 92 pounds in 2010, and she's kept it off. So utilize the people and the stories of the people that you work with. And we're working with your business partners. So if someone says to you, well, what are you earning? You can say, well, I might not be, but I'm working with a successful woman or man, and they've helped people to be able to retire in 1 to 3 years. And I can put you on a call with them. And you guys, that's like Peggy, who's on here. I mean, she was able to retire from her job within her first 1 to 3 years. Kim, who's on here, was able to do that. So you guys, you can plug your people into one of us and say, I'm working with this person, and they were able to leave their job within the first 3 years, 1 to 3 years, and they can help you. When I was new, I remember somebody saying to me one time, I'd been in like 3 weeks, and somebody's like, well, how much are you earning? And I'm like, well, I'm new, but the man that's mentoring me is making a 6-figure income, and I know he'd get on the phone with you. And so Lenny got on the phone, and he would answer their questions, and I would learn. And so I learned and earned at the exact same time. And that's what, you want to do. You want to utilize other people's success to help you grow your success. And so, some of the things you can say to people, I'm so excited to start my own business. I'm working with a company called Isagenix. They're helping create wealth for thousands of people. I've been using their products. These are my results, and I'm looking for 5 people who want to get healthy and make an additional income. Do you know of anyone? I literally sent this almost verbatim script right here to several of the girls that Justin graduated from high school with through Facebook message just a couple weeks ago. And because there's one I definitely want to talk to. I sent this to her because do you know of anyone? I wanted her to say, well, wait, I want to talk to you. And she did. She said, I'm interested, in being home with my kids more than I am now. And so utilize these, you can change them up and make it fit more your personality. But the main thing is that you're contacting people and you're reaching out to people every single day. So when you get asked what you do for a living, we kind of covered this already. If you're working full time, when I get asked now what I do for a living, like people say, what are you in town for? I always say I'm a business coach with a wellness company. That's all I say. Just the first line. I'm a business coach with a wellness company. They'll say, tell me more. What is it? What do you do? Then I say, we teach people how to get healthy. And at the same time, we teach them how they can earn extra money, have time freedom with their families. I'm not a really scripted person. I feel like people can read through that. So I really try to be in the moment and listen to what they're asking, listen to what their needs are, and really connect with them so that I can provide them with the best solution that we have for them. So, just some keys for becoming a master connector: be authentic, listen to people, genuinely care, solve their problem. And the most important, best thing to help you become a master connector is CDA. And that is consistent daily action. That's the key. I've heard people, Lori and I are good friends, Lori Harder, and I've heard people ask her like, yeah, but to have your abs, to have this, and she's like, it's just consistency, and people ask me about our business success. I'm like, it's consistency. It's not like we do nothing for weeks on end and then do a lot in 2 days. Just doing something every single day that'll move your business forward. Using the products, making your list, contacting that list, attacking your list, in my opinion, sharing the vision, and then being plugged into personal development is so important, because your income will only grow to the extent that you grow yourself. So you may say, I want to make 100,000 a year, and the most you've ever made is 35 or 40,000. So you're going to have to do some personal growth to get to that $100,000, point. So I would advise all of you and recommend to read the book by T. Harv Eker called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I've read it over and over again. Such a great book on money mindset and how you think and approach money. And so again, it's by T. Harv, H-A-R-V, and his last name is Eker, E-K-E-R. You can get it on Amazon. T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's really easy to read, but it's great. But it's just the key, guys, is just consistently every day moving your business forward. And as long as you do that, you're going to find that, connecting is going to become easier and easier, and it's going to become second nature to you. Like, to talk to strangers now is nothing to me, because I really try to find common ground, something we have in common. I'll share with you one last story before we go. When I got into Atlanta Thursday night, I had to go do a meeting for our team in Lithonia, which was about a 40-minute drive typically. But there's an interstate down, and Atlanta traffic was crazy. So we were about an hour and 40 minutes with an Uber driver, just me on one way. And so I get in the car, and here I am, this white farm girl, and he was laughing by the end. We were laughing so hard, and he's from the islands, and he has dreadlocks, and he's got on his Hawaiian shirt or his beach shirt. And I get in and I'm thinking, what are we going to talk about for an hour? What are we going to talk about? So he starts asking about my family. I start asking about his family. I'm trying to find something where we can connect so that we have like conversation for this big long ride. And he said, well, what do you like to watch on TV? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of TV. And he's like, I love to cook. He's like, my favorite show is The Pioneer Woman. And here's this Jamaican man with these dreadlocks. And he's like, my favorite show is The Pioneer Woman. And if you don't know what that is, she's like a rancher's wife from Oklahoma who cooks on the Food Channel. And my daughter wants to be a chef. And so we watch The Pioneer Woman every single night, literally I put her to bed. So we talked for an hour about The Pioneer Woman, but it was just so interesting because to me, like, do you guys know what I'm trying to get to here? Like, if you just figure out what you have common ground with. By the time I left, the guy gave me all of his contact information, and I gave it to Gwen and Liddell because they live in Atlanta, and I wanted that to be their guy. But he's like, I would love to learn more about this. I want to know all about it. That never would have happened had we not found common ground. So when you're connecting with people, find what you have in common. I mean, there's probably a million things that man and I do not have in common, but that was the one thing we did. And so that's what we connected on. And then just continue to do that every single day. And the more you practice, the better you'll get. So, okay. Do you guys want me to unmute the line? Do you guys have questions? Anybody have questions? Yes? No? Okay. We won't. We'll just leave it. Hold on. Let me see. Might be super loud. Unmute all. Okay. Anybody have questions on connecting or anything?
I had something I'd like to share, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Awesome. Well, I went to hi everybody, it's Margaret.
Hey, Margaret.
um, I went to a personal development seminar this weekend, and I was able to take something back that I thought would be so important to share with people in isogenics, but awesomely fits in with what you're talking about tonight too. So I hope you don't mind if I share for a minute.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
okay?
it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So as we know, like two of the most important things in building your business are mindset and systems. So the coolest part about isogenics is that we have the systems. Like we don't even have to think about the systems because they're totally given to you. So it's awesome because we know it's like 3 by 3 by 3 by 1, right? And so the biggest part that you don't know is mindset, and or that you don't necessarily know, but the part that you have to work on yourself is really your mindset. So for me, it's been really powerful because, you know, my realization is that isogenics is just my vehicle of being able to connect with people and be able to change their lives. And so I've had such an incredible response already with the people that I've been able to work with, and how they literally reach out to me and say that if it weren't for you, if it weren't for this, I wouldn't be the person I am right now. And I couldn't imagine my life any different. So
It's awesome.
it's incredible to have that reward and that ability and that opportunity and that honor to work in someone's life that way. And what it all comes down to, you guys, is that the universe has intention, and that every person is in front of you for a reason. And, you know, we have to be responsible with that. I mean, that's a huge responsibility. And I just think it's incredible that, you know, we can work with somebody, but we need to really give it our all. It's really not selling. And I hate when people say the word selling. Oh, you sell that stuff? I'm like, no, I don't. I share it because it's a gift. And I mean, that's really the mindset that you have to have, that you're really giving a gift to people in your community, to your family, to your friends, to people that you may not even have known before this journey. So I just think it's incredible. And we, you know, the universe gives us one, and we have to take care of that one, because they're not going to trust us with 100 if we can't take care of one. So it's not just about sign-ups. It's not just about how fast you can go. It's about taking care of those that are in front of you and really making it authentic and changing their lives. And then more will come. You know, I hope you guys are on the same page I am. I just thought that was so powerful that I heard, and it applied so perfectly to isogenics, and I just wanted to share.
That's awesome, Margaret. That is so great. I love Margaret and her sister Mary. If you guys haven't had a chance to meet them yet, they're part of our Michigan team, and they're awesome. We love you guys.
Thanks, Hilari. Thanks for giving me the
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah, absolutely. Anybody else have any questions or anything that they want to share? I want to remind you all, while you're thinking if you're going to talk, this Thursday night, same time, 8:30, same Zoom information. We're going to be doing I'll be doing the opportunity presentation, and Sean's going to be on here, and we're going to have free enrollment. So just to remind everybody, get your people on Thursday night, same time. So,
and she's talking about Thursday.
yeah, Thursday night. Any other questions, or anybody have anything they want to share? Okay. Awesome. Thank you guys for being on. We're going to actually take all these two, just so you know, and on our website, justinhillarycourtney.com, we're going to have a Zoom. We generally put the Zoom tab, but we're going to post these every week so that you can go back, and if you want to see Carrie's, you know, how to build on Facebook and social media, go out there and you'll be able to watch it. And if you want to see this connecting one, you'll be able to watch it. So that way you can send all your new people to the old Zooms as well. So anyway, okay. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.